It was a Friday night, and Emma thought her husband, Daniel, had left for a late-night work trip. He had told her earlier in the day that a client meeting came up in another city, and he wouldn't be home until the following afternoon. She had nodded, kissed him goodbye, and wished him luck. But Daniel never went anywhere. Daniel had been suspicious for months of small changes in Emma's behavior. Guarded smiles when texting, suddenly working late more often. He never had concrete proof, but his gut kept whispering that something was wrong. That night, instead of leaving for any trip, Daniel parked his car down the street, waited for the lights in their bedroom to go on, and quietly slipped inside the house through the side door. He stayed in the dark hallway, just outside the slightly open bedroom door. His heart pounded both from fear and fury, and he prayed against all reason that he was wrong. But then he heard a deep male laugh. Emma's voice followed, soft and almost shy. "You're so incredible. I've never felt this way before. You're so much better than anyone I've ever been with. Even Daniel." The words cut through Daniel like a blade. His fists clenched, but he stayed frozen as if his body refused to move. Every compliment she whispered to that man, her boss. James felt like an echo in his skull. He could hear the sheets shifting, the sound of intimacy he should never have had to hear. Daniel took a deep breath, pushed the door open just enough to see. There they were, Emma tangled in the arms of the man she had once introduced as just a mentor. Her face was glowing, full of a kind of happiness she hadn't shown Daniel in months. She didn't see him. She kept talking, her hand on James's chest. "You understand me in ways he never could. You make me feel alive." Daniel stepped fully into the room. "Glad to hear that, Emma," he said, his voice steady but ice cold. Her head snapped toward him, color draining from her face. James scrambled to grab his clothes, muttering something useless. Emma's mouth opened, but no sound came out, her voice caught in shock. Daniel didn't shout. He didn't break anything. He just looked at her with eyes that felt heavier than stone and said, "I came back to surprise my wife, but I guess the surprise was mine." Without another word, he walked out, closing the door behind him. He could hear her calling his name, but it was too late. That night, Daniel packed a bag, left the key on the counter, and decided he deserved someone who would praise him, when he was actually there, someone who wouldn't. Mistake betrayal for love. Emma never saw him again except across a courtroom table months later. Her words from that night had already burned themselves into his memory forever. By then,